Are we call it? 1, 2, 3.
Sorry. Yes, fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're ready.
Okay, welcome everyone to the first meeting of this civic year of the Town and Community Committee. Item number 1 is the election of chair. Do I have any proposals or any nominations for the chair of this committee? Councillor Lambert.
I'd like to propose Councillor Miller, please.
I'll second that. Okay, and we have a seconder for that. Any other nominations? Okay, all those in favour? Right.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Congratulations, an excellent
I kept it warm
by
for
this
you.
committee.
have kept it warm.
I was going to propose you as vice chair.
Rusty. I'll try not to make the meeting last more than 2 hours.
If you can stretch this out to 2 hours, I'll be impressed. It's all
Right.
set up pretty nicely.
Good evening. Yes, thank you very much. Second item on the agenda is the election of vice chair.
I propose Glenn Lambert.
Do we have a seconder for that? No. Okay. Do we have any other proposals?
I'd like to propose Councillor Kandaya.
Sarah Kandaya, yes. So I have a seconder for
I'd be happy
Sarah
to second,
Kandaya?
yeah.
Okay. All in favour of Sarah Kandaya? Great.
Does
Congratulations.
she know that you've put forward positions?
Yes.
I believe so.
I spoke to her.
I didn't, but
She was.
Because I think sometimes that used to happen quite a lot.
It did.
Whoever
didn't
wasn't
it?
here was going to get
Yes.
put forward.
It's an occupation. That's your incentive to attend meetings.
Because they got no chance to object.
If you don't come to plans, we'll put you on all sorts of working groups and subcommittees.
Okay, item 3, we've got apologies for absence. Have you received any apologies? Duncan?
We have apologies from Councillor Hunt. I don't believe we have any other apologies unless Nikki's received any at all.
I've had apologies for Councillor Buckley.
Yes.
And that's it. Okay. Declarations, any interest relating to business to be transacted at this meeting? No. Public participation. Where is everybody?
He's gone.
Minutes. A few minutes. Okay, 6A, to approve the minutes of the committee meeting held on the 20th of January, and that should be pages 5 to 6. That's the meeting of the Town and Community Committee meeting. Is there anybody that has any comments, or are we happy to approve?
I'm happy to propose.
Yeah, second, all in favour? Favour, thank you.
Saviour.
6B is to approve the notes from the Town and Community Committee meeting held on the 24th of February, which is page 7-8. Any comments? Would we like to
Happy to propose.
propose? Second, all in favour? Lovely, thank you. Minutes, 6C, to approve the minutes of the Henley in Bloom committee meeting.
That should be to note the notes of the
Oh.
Bloom subcommittee.
I shall, okay.
Oh, 'cause it
So,
wasn't-
to note the notes of the Henley in Bloom committee meeting, which was held on the 19th of March. Are we happy to note the notes?
Why, there was something wrong.
Why are we noting the notes as opposed to approving, which is on the agenda?
No, you don't. It's you note the minutes or notes of your subcommittees. It's for the subcommittee itself to approve its own.
Okay.
minutes or notes.
Okay.
Any, Jill, you want to?
Yeah, there was something. But I haven't got it. Wait, have I got it here? It was, I haven't got it here actually. And stuff came through really late today, which I had a look on that. But is it the actual notes of the, or do we see that at the Bloom? Because there was something that was wrong in the notes, and it referred to myself and Catherine meeting up at the college,
Was it
and
the
it
fence?
isn't Catherine, it was Diana Barnett.
If it's for
That would be a
actually, it'd be best
we can do it
to
at
raise
the
it.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, no, it wasn't with Catherine, it was with Diana.
Councillor
I
Eggleton.
don't know whether this is relevant to this, but
Yeah.
there's a tree trial, and there was a tree planted at Northfield End, and they've done a survey at Northfield End. Well, the council apparently asked all the residents about having a tree on the green, and all the residents said no, yet the tree was planted.
That would be the,
Is this the
that would be the new
Yes.
elm at Northfield End that was planted last year.
Yeah.
Yes, there was initially some pushback from residents, but then following meeting with representatives of the Northfield End residents group, and I believe the Henley Society and Councillor Gavishak as county councillor, then a compromise was reached over that.
It's because they all said no, they didn't want the tree there, and we had a lot of difficulty when we planted the red robin there to block the sign. We had loads of difficulty trying to put a tree in there in the first place. Yeah, this seems to be just put in there against the will of, I mean, we should listen to our residents, the people that things, and not ignore them. Because it was just brought to my attention the other day that they voted against it and it still went ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, we did do a lot of work to reach a compromise with the Northfield End residents group there, and so the solution was agreed by all parties in the end.
Well,
There's always a few that don't agree. This is-
yeah, well, that's, I'm going to what one.
Yeah,
I,
Well, thanks
I
for-
wasn't there at the meeting, so I can't see
no,
what the
Thanks.
other side was.
thanks for that. Okay, are we happy to note the notes? Yeah, okay. And 6D is to approve the notes of the Town and Community Committee meeting held on the 7th of April, and that is on page 11. Any comments on the notes?
Proposed?
Yeah,
Happy to second.
okay, all in favour? Yeah. Good. Okay. So item 7 is the appointment of subcommittees, terms of reference and membership, and that's 13 to 16. So, let's have a look. Terms of reference and membership. So the appointment of town and community subcommittees, their members and their terms of reference. Where am I looking?
It was page
Page
13.
13.
Oh.
Page 13.
13.
Yes, sorry. Okay then. So, subcommittees of working groups. So the first one is the Henley and Bloom subcommittee, and this membership is based on, I gather, last year's or the previous membership. Diana Barnett, Councillor Dodds, Councillor Hinton, Councillor Hunt, Catherine Natara, Sally Rankin, and Phil Sims from the Henley Standard. So we happy? Shall I do these one by one? Or just,
Well, I was
Just on.
Yeah.
going to, well, what you mean one committee by?
I'll just do it on block then. I'll do them all.
Um,
Unless you've got any changes you want to make to the subcommittee.
I was
or
going to query
terms of
about
reference.
Rory Hunt's membership of Henley and Bloom. And he's currently on leave of absence, so appointing him wouldn't actually have any value. I want to think if someone else wants to stand, a different individual or councillor wants to stand.
How long is he away for? Is it?
Well, he's signed off. His leave of absence is it's because he's signed off work.
Yeah.
And
6 months, is it?
The, the current council leave of absence is, I think it's up in the next week or so.
Okay.
However, I think there may be a request to extend it.
Yeah, I'd expect that. Having talked.
The thing is, Sarah, that because you're on this committee, you would automatically
I would
go.
also, yes,
So your name could go down here, couldn't it?
yes.
Yeah, you and the mayor are ex officio, aren't they? But
Yeah.
should we?
Am I?
Should we
Yeah,
put Sarah
they're ex officio on
and
every,
take-
every committee.
Yes.
Not every subcommittee, but I am fine to sit on this.
So we put
the
Sarah
chair
and
vice,
Ian.
the chair and vice chair of the town and community committee are ex officio
Yeah,
members,
aren't they?
Yeah.
unless they
Choose
signify
opt
they
out,
don't wish
yeah.
to.
Okay.
So you don't have to, but the default is that you are.
So we've got you both.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
happy to stand, but Councillor Kandai, I think would be suitable, but
Oh,
as
gosh,
it meets during the day,
Yeah,
It's
I'm
12
not sure
o'clock,
if she would be able to.
no.
So
I mean, I've never sat on Bloom before.
it's a long time since I attended a
And I-
meeting.
And I think Sarah, I think it would be more her.
It would. Well, why don't we ask her if she wants to stand, and if she feels that she can't guarantee attendance,
She can't, then I can, you know.
then I'm happy to come in
Yeah.
as a substitute for her. You're in ex officio,
Yeah,
but I'm not. But I'm happy to come on in place of Councillor Kandai, should she
so we
be
agree
able
to remove Councillor Hunt.
I think Councillor
Okay.
Hunt he will not be available for some time.
Okay. Lovely. And the terms of reference, I mean,
So could we confirm, so, yeah,
Oh, sorry,
so Councillor Hunt, to be replaced by Councillor Kandaya, unless she elects not to be a member, in which case it would be
Yes.
the Met.
quite right.
Um,
Terms
Okay,
of
with that
reference?
amendment then.
Yeah, are we all happy with that?
5.1.
So how many
Yeah.
people on the Henley and Bloom committee, because you've got members of the public can come into that as well.
Absolutely.
So what is the number framework on that?
I don't know if there is one.
I think it's three councillors.
So the terms of reference say it should be at least 4 councillors and any number of non-council members. So there isn't any restriction on the number of members.
So you could join, Dave.
Huh?
You could join.
No, thank you.
Because we used to have.
We'll vote you through the next meeting. You don't attend.
Yeah, right.
Okay, can we, are we happy with the terms of reference?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
all good. So, okay, let's quickly go through to the, what I'm going to do is just go through all the committees and then we can just do one block, happy with the committees.
There's only one more.
There's only the town steering.
Yeah,
group.
town
Town steering group then. Right, to appoint the town steering group, membership, and again, based on previous membership. So we've got Councillor Riceman, Councillor Hunt, again on this.
So you probably won't be on that, no, neither.
Councillor Dodds, we've got District Councillors Arlett and Hinton, County Councillor Gavershak, and then we've got the Representative Benson Parish Council, Representative Bix and Assendon Parish Council, a rep of Elm Parish Council, lots, Hambledon, Hartston.
You're going to regret starting to read these
I won't
out,
go
aren't you?
through all this, no. And of course, Dr. Ashby, and yes.
Sarah, could I say that Valerie is no
Yes,
longer with us?
I was going to mention
Oh,
that.
okay.
Valerie Alicia.
And I would like to, at this point, I don't think we actually officially notified or spoken to council about Valerie Lacia, who died sometime last year, I think.
Yeah.
Last year. And she was involved in the Townlands campaign, various health bodies, for many years before I was involved. Going right back to the 70s, the community health councils. And she contributed a lot over many years, especially to the town steering group. And as soon as that was set up, she and Peter Ashby, who'd been campaigning for many years, came in and put a lot of effort. And Valerie will be sadly missed. She knew an awful lot about the town as a whole, whether it was the old.
She's very sadly missed. She was a terrific friend
Yeah.
and supporter to me when I was caring for Malcolm.
Yeah.
She had an extraordinary gift of just doing simple, right things at the right time, very helpful
Yeah.
things. She's lovely. I miss her greatly. We used
Yeah.
to do quite a few things together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do miss her very much.
And so we do have a vacancy now, which I don't know if anyone is, any community member who could come forward, but the town steering group hasn't met for some time, and there's no immediate need, I hope, for it to meet. But Stefan and I do meet with and are in contact with, and I'm reporting that in the progress report at the end, later in the meeting. So we can leave that blank unless someone comes
Okay.
forward and wants
What
to.
about Councillor Hunt? I mean, is this a meeting that he can attend sort of from home on Zoom or these meetings?
We don't usually do it on Zoom. It's a big
Okay.
meeting, so unless it was all on Zoom, I wouldn't want to do that. So I would say it's probably best if again he's not nominated. Although we can always co-opt him later if he becomes able to attend meetings together. I very much hope he does. And he's also always a useful and interesting and informed member of the committee.
Absolutely. Okay then. And I'm sure you've read the terms of reference.
Service reference are
Yeah.
fine, yes.
So the recommendation is that the committee revolves to approve the membership terms of reference of Henley in Bloom Subcommittee and the Townland Steering Group as outlined in 2.122, 3.1 and 3.2.
Apart from removing that Valerie Lane.
Apart from, yes, removing Valerie,
Yeah.
yes. All in favour? Thank you very much. Okay, the next item is the communications update that I think Nikki emailed
She emailed it, yes, I've read it on email, but I don't have it in front of me.
earlier on.
Yeah.
Do you need a copy, Jill?
Is there one there?
Oh,
Oh,
let's take it.
Sorry, what are we looking at?
It's the Daisy's update, the communications manager update.
Oh, right,
well,
okay.
it's in there, it's in
Um,
there, thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Nikki emailed.
If you have, yeah, I don't think I've got a copy either. I didn't notice. That was not on the agenda. Thanks, okay. Oh, right.
Sarah, you got printed out?
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's a long report.
I know.
No, sorry, that was.
They're getting longer and longer.
Just copy it.
So it's all, I mean, it's a detailed report. Footfall increasing, which is great. Yes.
Just to clarify, sorry, I should say both Sally and Julie received employee of the month
I was,
this month.
well, congratulations,
I've
Sally.
never heard
and
of
Julie.
employee.
Nor have I,
No,
this
I was about
is
to
new.
say the same
It
thing.
Is this new here?
Yes, it's a new initiative, well, a relatively new initiative.
In this council or
For this council, but
just this
that,
council?
Lena as office managers as
Oh, right.
has brought in, just to help recognise particular kind of contributions from staff over the previous month.
That's lovely.
Mhm.
Perhaps we ought to have councillor of the month.
Aha.
Not the best councillor of the month.
Yes.
That would be interesting. Well, I was going to ask how the employee of the month was decided, but I think we should really go down this route. They are always helpful and informative, those two, I must say.
Yeah, lovely.
I had a long chat with them this morning about bookings and so on, and they are knowledgeable and informative, and yeah, credit to the town council. So I agree with the decision. not that it's mine to agree with.
I'm not going to go through it all in detail. One thing that did stick out to me was that Julie has been exploring disabled use for the town hall, which I think is very important. It's not the easiest of buildings to get in and out of if you are in a wheelchair or have any kind of mobility problems. So that'll be interesting to hear. Adventure Golf. Yes, a new portal's been ordered to make payments simpler and more reliable. Didn't realise there was a problem with it actually. But, websites, promotion campaigns, the town centre manager job is actively promoted. I've seen that
Where
everywhere.
are we at with that process? Are we allowed to ask?
I think there are some, there's a lot of applications. I think
Yes,
it's
have
just a
we
matter
got-
of shortlisting them.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's closed now. We are in the middle of shortlisting. So
Okay.
that's myself, Councillor Riceman, Miller, and Lambert,
Mhm.
and hopefully we should have a shortlist shortly, and we can then do interviews.
Are we still planning to try and interview next week? Or is that going to be too short?
It will depend on how quick the shortlisting. I know that there
You
is.
should look at me because I
I
haven't applied.
realise there is a lot to get through.
Okay,
It's a lot, isn't it?
31,000 word report.
it's an awful, yeah. So promotional campaigns, marketing, baby lost tree was launched, which was,
Yes, I attended the
Yeah.
launch of that. It was a very positive event.
Yeah.
Though it was in some ways there was some sadness to it. Hannah, the woman who's organised this all, created a very positive event, and it was lovely to go down there and see and see what we've done in 40
Yeah.
Acre Field and because it's actually Sue Ryder Memorial
Mm.
replacement. It's replacement for those. It's not just the baby memorial tree. It's
No.
also for those who originally had their memorial of their relatives up
Yeah.
up in Nettlebed.
Super.
Oh, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
That's all right. When we're talking about the Sue Ryder Memorial
Yeah.
Garden, can the council have a look at their board? Because it's all the names are coming off the laminate. It's once taken down or redoing,
Yeah,
taking down and redoing properly, so it lasts a bit longer because it's looking a bit tired.
yeah.
Yeah. No, you're
There was
right, I
an
noticed that.
original agreement with Sue Ryder when they took the bottom bit, and Henley and Transition had the top acre. We planted all those trees, and the bottom acre was because Malcolm set it up with Sue Ryder, and whether they were supposed to look after the
Maintain,
board,
yeah.
and we mowed the grass and things. But I don't know. You might have some knowledge on that.
Yeah, so they still do have a lease for that area.
Yes.
Although they are potentially looking to surrender that lease. And yet the board is in a pretty poor state, and it is their board. So there will be a question when we're discussing the lease at the moment. There'll be a question as to whether or not they pay for a replacement before they surrender the lease, or what happens with that.
Yes.
Yeah, we're Councillor Eggleston's right. We should be
Yeah,
making
definitely.
sure one way or another that it is maintained in a way that's suitable
Yeah.
for as a memorial.
It would be
to,
nice
those.
for this town council to be generous, actually, and not
Yes.
take
Yeah.
the money away from a
Yeah,
Worthy
nurse.
cause.
yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
but that's for our decision.
Having
I mean,
said
it
that, I think Sue Ryder owe the town for closing the.
Anyway, that's a
Oh.
separate subject. Okay.
Let's not get into that
Let's not
debate.
get into that one. Can we, moving on, yes, and obviously breast screening mobile unit is up and running, and and I think everyone's very happy.
One of the things with the breast screening thing is, I think it's fantastic in getting it back into Henley and, just getting it back into Henley and looking after all the ladies. But I don't think anybody knows that, it's because I've got a friend of mine that's got breast cancer and he's a male.
Oh,
Yeah, it is,
Um,
yeah.
And it's not like talked about very often. And
No.
I think we should try and embrace that sort of side of it, making males come forward and check in, because,
Yeah.
you know,
I think it
I
is.
don't think it's widely known.
Not as well publicised.
No, so
you're
it
right.
isn't as well publicised, but it is common, not as common.
It's about
as-
300,
as-
300
But,
Right,
in
yeah,
England.
yeah,
a year, yeah.
And it's, you know, yeah, it's, I don't know, yeah, but it's important for men and women to check themselves, you know,
Yeah.
and anything that's slightly abnormal or whatever, to get it looked at, because yeah, it can happen to men as well. So, moving on, design work. I don't know if anyone wants to mention anything about that.
I didn't realise there's a video of the new deputy mayor's chain. There was suddenly a picture appeared in the Henley Standard,
There was a video.
but I haven't seen the
Yeah.
video yet.
I will, by the way, I will say the new chain is absolutely stunning.
It is beautiful.
It really is, yeah.
Lawson's did a great job.
They did, yeah.
And yeah, they had me in a couple of times to ask me how I wanted it, and they took a lot of care over.
What was the
getting it
turnaround?
right.
What's the turnaround on that, out of interest?
Oh, you mean times?
Yeah.
How long it took?
Yeah.
Most of my year as
Oh,
deputy.
really? But it was worth it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I only got it
Yeah.
about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Fantastic.
And, so you're getting the benefits.
Yeah, yes.
I don't understand strike banners for diversity, biodiversity project. I don't understand that.
Hang on, where are we?
Top
So
of
the
design
top of
work.
design work and signage and painted by hand. What is that referring to?
I don't know.
Strike banners designed for biodiversity project. Which project are we
project?
talking about?
I think this is the verge maintenance for the coming year. So that it's been changed, and so it's helping to publicise those changes. I believe that's it.
Which, I'm still a bit foxed, really. Change, Oh, is this along the verges, biodiversity and the,
Yes, yes, so,
saving the
so,
poppies
so,
and,
so
and, yeah,
basically the
just
verge
doing-
maintenance regime
Okay.
has following kind of audits and recommendations. So although this is on the T&C, then it's more of an RNA.
Okay,
matter,
so it's helping
But it's just
explain
that
why
it's on T&C
the
because
verges
it
are
was
not being
something that
mowed
the
or
communications
no
manager was-
May. So.
Oh yes, so it's balanced for the town hall apparently. Yes, I know what it is now. So it's for those who attended the climate and nature emergency awareness training, will be aware of the stripes, which show basically the changes in global temperature over the past 100 years, and so it's a visual representation of climate change. And so those banners were created for, I think it's for the front of the town hall, I would say.
Okay.
Super. Any other questions on design work? Or anything at all? Events and meetings, I will say, well done, Nikki and Daisy, and everyone involved, Dave and Park Services for the Mayfair. Hugely busy again, and yeah, I think it was good turnout.
Nice atmosphere.
Good
Yeah,
atmosphere.
exactly.
It's good fun, the
It
atmosphere.
didn't
yeah.
rain, and I'm still delighted that that it's still running. And it's yeah, so I thought that was good. That's unless anything jumps out, we could spend all evening on this, but social media looks good. Shall we move on? But yeah, thank you, Daisy. That was a
That's a good report, yeah.
very
Yeah,
good
so, I mean,
report.
the reports
and,
get,
yeah,
better and clearer and more comprehensive. And,
Which is good.
Every time.
yeah,
It's good to see.
it's good, really good. Okay, moving on to finance, which is page 17.
Oh, no, we've got
There's the
the online shopping.
Oh, of course, yeah, that was a
Online
separate one as well.
Mm.
Okay, sorry.
page 21.
Yeah. The online shopping, yeah, I don't know if you've all had a chance to read through this. I'm in two minds about it. I've always personally thought that it's good to have the shop as part of the website. It brings people to the website, it brings people into, but I can understand it's quite, on top of everything else that everyone has to do, packing and posting. I don't know. Does anyone have any ideas?
I did have one question. You talk about a profit of 2K.
Yeah.
What's the turnover?
That is that's a very good question.
Because it might be jolly good percentage, or it might not be
Yeah,
a
it's a
very
good
good
idea,
percentage. If it's 20,000, it's 10%, and that's sort of okay. But if it's, if we really don't make it,
It does say profit of 2K.
Yeah.
I think that is, that is, yes, so if looking at the finances, if the net profit is 1,500.
how much are we selling?
I think margins, we're not talking high volume. If I were to completely guess, then if we were talking if we're talking kind of, let's say 50%, then maybe it's 3,000 turnover. It's probably very small. I would need to look into it, but the amounts are very small.
Because the markup would be sort of probably 40-50%, in which case the turnover's
So
as you
markup
said,
for a
about 4K or
postcard is
something like that,
apparently 10p for a pack of cards would be £1. So
Yeah.
so it
So 10%.
it does depend on the the item.
Glenn.
Yeah, okay. Was I first?
I don't know actually. That's why I'm.
Were you first?
Dave's had
No,
a
you can go, good.
Yeah, I'm in favour of giving it a go. I'm in favour of the recommendation as well. I'm familiar with both Shopify and what's the other one? WooCommerce. The one thing I would say is maybe could we consider SumUp? They do the little card readers, but they also provide an online store feature as well that goes to the same account. If we've already got this set up, that might be an easy thing to add on as well, might be cheaper. Just as an extra option to evaluate, but generally I'm in favour of the recommendation, option 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Propose that in fact.
That's a proposal. Anyone want to second that?
With the addition of SumUp.
Okay, so all in favour? Let's go. Super.
So, to answer that bit now.
Yeah, good one.
The, I've tried for years to try and get the council, which we finally doing the postcards and things and gifts from the town, because the only person who used to do them was the River Row Museum. And then he only done a few limited things. So it's, it's amazing what the council are doing now and doing all these things, because I think it's very important whether we make any money or break even. I think it's very important that we're publicising Henley Town Council. So even if we don't make any money out of it, we're still publicising the town.
Yeah.
And I think that's the very important part of it.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Thank you. Finance, item 9. And that's to consider the management accounts to February 2026. Anybody?
I should say February 2026. That doesn't mean that we haven't been working on the accounts since then. As it is the year end, then Mercedes has been working very hard to basically because it's the final month to finalise all the figures. So we will have that shortly. We have our interim audits tomorrow, but I can tell you of any major changes from these ones. So it's it looks like the forecast is still the same for March actually, as you've got there. So it looks like the actual for March is on forecast.
Which shows that we're effectively about 21,000. This committee has 21,000 extra deficit beyond the budget, most of which has come from the way that we allocated the Christmas sponsorship, which where we made an assumption.
Well, it's not so much the allocation of the Christmas sponsorship. It's more than actually it's just the cost of Christmas are much higher than they should be. Although Henley and Bloom, that should be zero actually. So there shouldn't be net expenditure there. That may be what you're talking about. It's actually the allocation of the sponsorship. So what isn't showing there is sponsorship that basically we received at the end of this year. So that figure should change. But yeah, we're still working on the final figures, but we should have those soon.
Great.
I saw Wilkins are sponsoring what I call the Tesco roundabout,
Yes.
which is
Yeah,
great. isn't
they
it?
wanted to do that for so
Have
long.
they?
Yeah.
Sure.
They've been on talking to both of us about that. I think.
Yeah, because it was the Henley Standard,
Yeah.
Yes,
that
it was.
always
then,
sponsored
wasn't
it,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
always wanted to do the
Yeah, I've
roundabout.
always wanted that. I'm so glad they've got that.
It's
now.
lovely. They've
Yeah.
got that nice picture.
Yeah, really good.
Oh, is that actually in place now?
No, this is the second year of Wilkins sponsorship. I want to say it's £3,000 per year. I believe I need to double check that, but that makes them our for the single asset. They're our main sponsorship. Although we do have about £10,000 worth of sponsorship from Active Security as well. So Active Security is
They're on
a
our
bigger
posters
sponsor,
around the
but
town.
they've got more sites.
Yeah.
if you like.
Is the figurine going to stay in the middle of the roundabout? Because that was only supposed to stay there for a few years, wasn't it? 10 years, wasn't it? I think it's been up there a lot longer than that.
Yeah, it was Kelly's project
We talked
originally.
to Kelly about
Yeah, but yes, it was back in the early 2010s, I think.
It used to be a boat, wasn't it?
Yes, it was both for a while. Yeah.
I think that
Was
lady's
Liz.
been bent in every direction we can possibly think of.
Anyway.
Kelly took over from Henry and Blue, and that was a long time ago, yeah. Certainly more than 10 years.
Maybe we can have another mermaid.
Okay, are we happy with the, can we move on from the accounts? Are we happy with those?
Yeah.
No other comments? Okay. Item 10 is progress, and that's to receive a report regarding progress. Town,
Well, what's that going in at Townlands then, extra?
So on Townlands, Stefan and I are in discussion with Peter Gibson, and he is. They are looking at introducing a trial to increase the services at Townlands, not enormously, but just to enhance it. They weren't able to announce that prior to the election because it was a pre-election sensitive period, and so he shared some information with both of us, but asked us to keep it confidential. So I can't really talk about that, but I did email him since the election. And ask if we can go public with that, and I'm hoping to get a reply from him so we can explain in more detail, or they can come and explain and announce what's happening. But at the moment, it's that there are some improvements that are going to happen, and they should be announceable quite soon.
thank you.
The other issue I've got there is that I had a complaint about the parking arrangements at the top of Clarence Road, and I went and had a look. And in fact, I was aware of this. There are some sort of removable bollards that are sort of metal rectangles, and they are laid on the ground. And they're a tripping hazard. I got a letter, I got an email from a resident whose wife had tripped over it and broken a wrist and an ankle. And it is a significant trip hazard, made worse by the fact that there are cars parked on alongside these. And I did notice yesterday that they have been put up right again. The illegally parked cars are still there, but I wrote to Mike Leto, who used to be my contact for Amber Infrastructure, I think as they were called, and I got a reply literally this afternoon, and he said he'd been in contact and they were sorting it. So I think that has been improved. But I would like to see, one of the problems with the breast screening clinic was that the access that they had was blocked by those cars at the top of Clarence Road. Now I know that cars in York Road, not mine, have been ticketed recently. They have been coming around, but they don't seem to have been doing anything about those cars on Clarence Road. So I'd like to see us chase up with and these are double yellow lines. So this would be the Oxfordshire County Council contractor, and I'd like to see them because the ones in York Road are the district council ones for doing the residents' parking pay and display. But the county council one don't seem to be doing anything about this, and it's caused problems with the breast screening clinic, and it's caused problems with this trip hazard to make it worse. So who do we chase? Have we got a contact that I can chase up and forward the complaint to?
Councillor Gavishak.
Right.
Maybe.
I have asked him.
Has a vested interest in
He
this
didn't
as
get
well.
back to me on this, so I can do it through Stefan. Okay.
Yes, we, although we have had conversations with them a while ago, I don't have any current contact.
Yes. Okay. Right. I'll chase it up through him.
ATM, has there been anything more on, I mean,
They, unfortunately, the owners of Government Place Mews and their legal team, we have chased and we have heard absolutely nothing. We did get an inquiry from Freddie Vermeulo's office about it because somebody else raised it, and I did suggest that maybe he might want to contact them directly as well, to see if we can put a bit more pressure on. But no, it has been a very disappointing reaction from them.
it's a real shame, especially as summer's approaching, we've got festivals, we're going to have a much higher footfall in the town, and we desperately need
Yeah, we've had a few
this
issues
ATM.
where we've had late night shopping, where
Yeah.
Sainsbury's one went down.
Yeah.
And I think there's one in W.H. Smith's, isn't there?
There is, but still not everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's what I mean, that not people know about it.
Well, I noticed at the regatta last year, there's a long queue outside the Sainsbury's cash point.
Yeah.
And I went along a bit later, so there wasn't a queue, to my surprise, and that was because it ran out
It was
of.
empty.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so yeah, we are under-resourced for
Is there any
ATMs, and it
way
is
that, can we get a mobile one for the regatta? Is that, or would that, has that already been looked into? And-
All
Looking
the
into that,
vulnerability of it being attacked, it has to be totally secure.
Okay, oh, I think we did actually, yes, I think.
It has to
Yeah.
be totally
Into that,
secure.
yeah.
because you don't want one that's mobile. for
No, I
obvious
don't
reasons.
mean, yeah, I know. Sit back and forth. No.
You know, we did talk some time ago about a banking hub here, didn't we?
Yes, we
Do you
did.
remember?
Yeah,
And then it would be, the bank would come on a Monday, Tuesday, or whatever.
yeah.
And then they said we couldn't have it because we've got the Building Society here. I was talking to my friends in Marlow, and they have got a banking hub, and they do have a Building Society in Marlow.
We did query this.
And there is
with-
somewhere else it's happened, another village around here. that it's
Yeah,
happened, and it doesn't seem fair.
Well, Tame also queried it as well, because
Yes.
Tame had the same response that we did, that they were not eligible. And apparently it was down to the number of days that that it was open. However, we also did point out that Marlow actually has more ATMs than, or the centre of Marlow has more ATMs than Henley does. One thing to notice, though, even if you do get a banking hub, it doesn't mean that you'll get an ATM, because the banking hub in Marlow does not have an ATM.
No, but what is terribly
It
useful,
wouldn't solve the
the
ATM.
people I was talking to, you know, they're Lloyds, so they know Lloyds is always there on a Monday, and you can go and talk to someone, and Barclays is there on a Tuesday, you can go. And these were elderly people, and they found it incredibly helpful to actually go in, and it worked very well. So maybe we could resurrect that whole, whoever it is you talk to, I have no idea.
I know Michelle
But,
was very into
but if
that
they can
as
have it
well,
in
I think,
Marlow, then,
We did query it, and we asked for the, we asked quite strongly, we asked for the report and the reason why Marlow got one, and therefore the reason that one wouldn't. And they've got the basic reports which are available to the public, and apparently those are the only reports that are available. According to those reports, there is no reason, there doesn't seem to be any reason why Henley would not get one and Marlow would, just looking at all the facts there. But they said, no, the decision, that is it.
yeah, things do move on, and people,
Perhaps we could have.
decisions change, don't they? And,
Things change, don't they?
Absolutely.
yeah, and I think we have a very elderly population,
Yeah.
and there's nothing like going and talking to your
I
to your
think
bank
I
really,
think
rather than online all
Yeah.
the time. A lot of people can't do that.
It's definitely the elderly that,
Yeah.
and people with learning disabilities and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So you're penalising those because
Mm.
those people need to talk to people.
No,
Um,
absolutely.
You know, it's not everybody. I think you probably got half and half
Yeah.
of the people that are struggling to do their banking and everything else.
And our demographic is of an older
It is,
population.
it is.
So I
We're all
think
living longer.
maybe we should nab them again. Because we're very good at fighting, aren't we?
We are. And on that note,
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, you mentioned Freddie earlier. And,
yeah.
I did discuss with him yesterday whether or not regular meetings between the mayor and the MP were going to take place. And we agreed that in principle it was a good idea, but also that meeting without an agenda or a specific set of items to discuss wasn't very good. This could be an item,
Yeah.
both the ATM itself and the banking hub is something I think
Yeah.
he's taken an interest in the past.
Mm.
And so I can add it to,
That
I
would
can suggest that we
Yeah.
just.
Because
we
it would be
discuss
a
that as
van,
part
would
of
it,
our
in
meeting.
the square? Or how,
I don't know.
how would it
Or
work?
in an, I don't
I don't
know.
know how it works in
Well,
is the building?
Paul
Do
did
they rent
investigate. I presume he
it?
had
Do they
some
hire a
built up some knowledge on this.
shop, a building?
It could be an empty unit. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's definitely worth with the
Worth looking
population.
at, isn't it?
Well, I think that'd be great if you could
So yeah,
Mm.
run it
I
by
agree.
the
Yeah.
MP.
Mm.
Thank you very much. That, I believe, is the end of
That's that.
my very first
Mm.
town community.
Well, have you not chaired this before?
Oh, I had years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're an old hand.